Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the episode of Pat Taste Performance. Today in the driver we are finishing up this Troy-Bilt 2842 stage snowblower that is here for repair, maintenance, service, and upgrades. We are going to be modifying the impeller. This video will apply to every two-stage machine you own. If you have a Toro PowerMax that has that crazy hump in the front, ignore this video. You do not need this. Okay, every other machine, this will apply towards you. Okay, even if your machine doesn't clog up, this will increase snow throw distance and performance. The heavy stuff will fly a little bit farther. If you ever heard of Tim Allen, more power, and that's what it's all about. I'll go through the science. I'll explain why and how this works. But first, let's go over tools needed to do this job. Okay, on the right here, on camera, okay, is a truck mud flap. I've been using it. I cut it off in sections. It's rubber. It's fantastic. That's exactly what you need. Right next to it is my Milwaukee M12 drill with a 5/16 bit on there because we're using sheet metal screws, 2 per paddle with 2 washers. A tape measure so we can measure the width of the impeller so we can cut, and this is to cut it, okay? We are going to need some lube. Okay, once you do this modification, there is no ifs, ands, or buts that before you go out and blow snow, cover the inside of the machine with lube. And we're going to be using lube to break in the impellers, so we're not trying to have it rough and rip itself to pieces and turn away the bond. On these machines, the newer style, Cub Cadets, MTDs, Poulins, Husqvarnas, Johnsrud, you know, the whole nine, they are very easy to do compared to our Ariens. Look at this cover. 2 bolts here, 2 bolts on the top. We will remove all 4 bolts and we will pull that housing out of the way, and our impeller is exposed. They can't make it any easier for us to do. So easy that you're a fool not to do it. Right, so 2 bolts on the bottom, right there. And then the 2 bolts on the top right there. I'm gonna leave you guys right there. Okay, these are carriage bolts. So you wanna stick your hand on the inside, support the carriage bolt. You're gonna touch it, you're gonna feel it. Gotta do these by hand. I thought I can get away with it. Let's see. Maybe we can get away with it. I have my wrong size socket. I have a low profile socket set. See if we could fit in there. Nope, can't. All right, so you're gonna have to use a 7/16 wrench, or what I have a low profile socket set from Snap-on, and we only need to do it for the top bolts. And like I said, it's still worth it. We're gonna do this not in kind of sort of real time. I'm gonna do one impeller, and how we do one impeller is how we do them all. This is a nylon lock nut, so it's gonna be a little tough to get out. And remember, as you're doing this, you're always supporting it from underneath. That carriage bolt is very important. When I pull this out, I'll show you what I mean. This is your carriage bolt. It's not like any other bolts that you see. You see this square shape? If you don't support it, this will strip out the housing. And you're taking something that's supposed to be easy and you're making it a little complicated. And you don't want to do it complicated. There you go. Still supporting it. And we're free. Okay, and we're free. Now, let's go to the other side. And this is where we will pop it off. Right there. Pay attention to what is going on at the bottom. And where did I put my socket? Oh, come on. Alrighty. I'm supporting from the inside. And away we go. Here we go, carriage bolts away. Check this out. Look at that. Complete access to the impeller. Now look at that gap. Jesus. Look at that. Look, my thumb can fit in there. That gap is a little bit over ½ inch. Jesus. That's where all your snow gets clogged up. The closer it is to here, the less reduced risk you have of it clogging up. So let's just measure it this way. 2 3/4. Okay, now we're going to transition over to our mud flap. 2 3/4. Okay, these don't have to be perfect. Now let's look. That's exactly what we need. I like to overlap it because I'll explain it. Here's your science. Here is your science of how it works. I'm going to be using the same flap as we go. Your impeller housing is circular. Okay, so it is going to be spinning this way. Wait, I'm sorry, not the other way. It's going to be spinning this way. And you see how this is bent? Because it's filling the circular motion of the impeller housing, bringing all the snow with it. What is going to happen when it reaches the opening? Watch what happens when I release it. Fling. It's that spring action that's going to go at the speed of the impeller because science says inertia. What goes in motion stays in motion. See? Fling. This is going to be spinning around at that high RPM. And then we're going to open it up, flinging it, say goodbye to the snow. We know that this impeller is a perfect fit, so I'm going to cut 2 more just like it. All right, now this is going to be tough not to be in your way. But we're going to hang this over just a little bit. And then we are going to take our sheet metal screw, the drill, hold it and support it out of the way. Now, did this go through? No. Put that on there. Let's bring the impeller and we'll start to mark. Now it's going to leave a little bit of a mark. I'll get you guys out of my way. I can't get a good body position. You guys get the idea. I marked it with a Tek screw. So now I know exactly where to drill using it. There we go. First hole. Then we're going to take our Tek screw with a washer, install it like so, and then we will start it up again. These holes should line right up. Now there are some people out there that say, should you do one, both, or all? I do all. There's no, I can't think of a reason why you shouldn't want to do all of them. You want all the impellers flinging the snow and catching all the clog stuff as much as ever. There are people that talk about impeller balance. Guy with a snowblower, not a spaceship. Don't overthink things, please. I understand you're happy you got a snowblower, but please don't overthink it. It's not some high piece of cutting edge technology that's gonna, well, yeah, snowblowers save lives, but they do. This is a 243cc engine. Okay, so I'm just gonna break in all the impellers at once. This is a really, really nice size engine. If you have a smaller engine, like around 179cc or a 5 horsepower, you might want to do one at a time. Though I have seen very few, 5 horsepower Tecumsehs break all three at the same time. But for the most part, they don't. And that's a different story for another day. This machine will just be fine. If this came up with a few people I've been speaking to, in my experience, anything 8 horsepower or better, you will be just fine. And that's, I says, with the snow that we have here. There are people that I talk to that run the 212, okay? And they put it on a 30-inch snowblower. That would never work here. That's underpowered. No way. But they get a lot of powdery snow. So that works out well for them. They said that even under heavy wet conditions, they said it works well. But I would like to see a video of that on their stock RPM. I know they played games with the RPM. I know. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just trying to mark it up. Yep, we marked it up. Can you play games with the RPMs on this? You can if you want to. These are set conservatively low from the factory. Tecumsehs, you should be setting at 3,600 RPMs. Your machine will be fine. And you're going to use a tachometer for that. On machines I resell, do I up the RPMs? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But I haven't touched the LCT engines or the Palomars. Tecumseh, oh, they're touched. Every single one of them. Every single one of them are touched. My supercharged Hemi Predator, that's touched too. Because why not? The guy who has a 212 on the 30-inch, he touched his RPMs, but he also put his engine on a throttle up top. And the throttle is set for 4,000 RPMs. Whee! Now that's a lot, and even he knows it's a lot, but he says that's for sticky situations. So then my argument is, well, if you had a big enough machine, a powerful enough engine, then you don't need to kick it up to 4,000 RPMs. But then again, you remember Tim Allen? Can you blame him? Remember, those 212 Predators, people do some wild stuff with them out the box. So, 4,000 RPMs on a snowblower is nothing to what some of these guys push these stock motors to. They probably last a race. That's what the warranty is for. But I would say between 36 and 3,800 on a Predator, and you are good to go. All right, we're going to be practically done. With this live. I'm sorry, I know I'm running late to this live that I wanted to be here. Okay, smush this down. You can see that's mending. Stick this in here. Let's get our bolts back out. Our carriage bolts. Stick them back in one by one. Uh-oh. Okay, I thought my magnet got stuck on this machine. I just jinxed myself. It hasn't happened all day. I made a video with a snowblower. Everything I touched on this freaking machine, the magnet got stuck to. Okay. Off camera. Mechanical instinct. We're going to do the top as well. Same way. And then you guys need to take a pick. Do you guys want to do impeller view or shoot view? I'm not running two cameras, so you guys can get both at the same time. You know what? I've done the shoot view, the impeller view a few times. I will do the impeller view. I've done the impeller view a few times. Let me do the shoot view for you guys, and you guys will see what happens with the excess rubber. Come on. As you guys notice, see that when I did the bottom, I didn't tighten it down right away because you need the wiggle room. So we'll take our 7/16. Remember, support from the inside. And tighten it down. I'll do these top bottoms. I'll do the top ones, and I'll see you guys at the shoot housing when we break the impellers. All right, so you know what? You get a view a little bit of both. All right, now what we do is we're going to coat the inside. With lube. We're going to break these in. Let's move this down. I don't want it facing towards the cars. And we'll let it rip. You're going to hear this thing get really loud, and it's going to get really quiet once we engage the augers. And that's when we know we perfectly molded them in. Just checking and make sure nothing's in the way. Ready? purrs like a kitten. All right, we're done. I'm gonna load this up. I gotta jump on, gotta go see my idol and Steve. All right, guys, so any questions about the modified impeller, I'll answer them now. Popular questions. Drilling holes inside, do you have rust on your impellers? Our machines are commercially used and abused. They're 15, 20 years old, used and abused for 5 years. I'm still running the same impeller kits. If you go through my theory, coat the machine in oil before snow comes, coat the machine just before you blow snow, you are good to go. You are not giving that oil, the snow, any chance to intermingle with your rust. At the end of the season, no matter what type of machine you have, modified impeller or not, you should be addressing any rust issues on the machine, because rust will lead to rot. You use your snowblower in the worst conditions for metal possible. Okay. Salt, sand, snow, metal, rust. Forget about the inside of the impeller housing, because guess what? You get a rock, you get a twig in there, it's going to scratch it up anyway. It's only rubber. You see? Please, please guys, do not overthink it. It is a snowblower. You are saving your life. It's not a spaceship. Carol hit it right on the nose. All right, guys, that being said, I'm going to load everything back up into the Honda, shoot her a quick text, and I got to get going. All right, guys, if you guys found this video helpful, entertaining, informative, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Guess what? I'll see you guys on the next episode of Pat Taste Performance. Later. Whew. All right, guys, so I just spoke to, I want to make sure recording, Kristen. We're going to load up, kind of tidy up just a little bit, and we'll head over to her. We just got done, my wife and I just got done with Steve Small Engine Saloon live with Donnie Boy, and I cannot take credit for any of this. I guess I'm definitely, I think probably the best compliment to any teacher in any form or way is just some sort of recognition, just a thank you. That's all, me and Mrs. Pat Taste Performance, asking you guys, ask us a lot of questions about how we started, and we've hindsight about it. And I think maybe we're just gonna do a dedicated video on our first snowblower, which we still have, and the story behind it. And it finally felt good to be able to reach out to Donnie Boy 73 through Steve Small Engine Saloon and finally give him, I feel like, his due credit. Like when you guys leave me feedback, that's fantastic. I'll be having a rough day at work, and you guys leave me some random person and say, hey man, you helped me do this, you hate me do that, this video was excellent. That makes me happy. And when Donnie Boy read our comment, he had like the same reaction. So no matter how big we are, or how small we are, we're all human on the inside. And like I said, this whole video series, or just Pat Taste Performance in general, wouldn't happen without people like Donnie Boy, viewers and subscribers like you. And I just want to mention that this series would never be possible without all of us, in this together. I mean, it would be Kristen providing us with the machines, and then us being able to turn this into content and sharing it and educating others. And that's why I can't stress, with this video series, right? If there's something that I missed, something that I failed to do, chime in. If there's an experience that I've asked you guys to share, chime in, because people do read the comments. Right? Pat Taste Performance is bigger than the videos that you see here. I cannot stress that more than enough, that together we learn and together we will grow in many aspects, in many different ways. And YouTube gives us the platform to do that. All right, let me load up. And I was thinking about taking Mandingo, but I think since the Honda is already kind of set up, I'll clear a little bit up and I'll load everything back in. I'll show you guys how to do that. But let me just put some stuff away.